Anime fans usually hear about the same big names over and over, but what about the hidden gems? Today, I'll be counting down 10 underrated anime that deserve way more attention. These are series that got overlooked, overshadowed, or simply forgotten, but each one offers something truly special. So, let's dive into the world of underrated anime you need to watch. Number 10. Black Cat. Black Cat is one of those hidden gems that people slept on, and honestly, it deserves way more love. It follows Train Hartnett, a former assassin known as number 13 of a secret group called Kronos. He's cold, deadly, and feared by everyone. But one day he decides to walk away from that life and become a bounty hunter. The twist? His past doesn't let go that easily. The action is slick, the gunfights are intense, and Train's transformation from heartless killer to carefree drifter with a twisted sense of justice is what makes this anime so good. You've got mysterious organizations, insane powers, rival assassins, and a plot that keeps building with every episode. The vibe is old school cool with that 2000s charm, and if you're into badass loners with a tragic past and a gun that never misses, Black Cat is calling your name. Number 9. Jormungand. Jormungand is pure adrenaline with a touch of madness, and I loved every second of it. It follows Koko Hekmataya, a young and insanely clever arms dealer, traveling the world selling weapons to the highest bidder while staying 10 steps ahead of everyone, governments, rivals, and assassins. But the real heart of the show is Jonah, a child soldier who hates weapons but ends up being part of her bodyguard team. The tension between his hatred for war and Koko's chaotic charm makes their dynamic unforgettable. The action is gritty, tactical, and incredibly realistic. Gunfights, ambushes, and military strategies that feel like you're watching a high-stakes thriller. Koko's crew is full of deadly and quirky personalities, and every episode feels like a new mission with unpredictable twists. If you love intense, smart, and fast-paced action with a cast that's equally dangerous and fascinating, Jormungand is a must-watch. Number 8. Dorohedoro. Dorohedoro is pure chaos, and I mean that in the best way possible. From the first episode, you're thrown into this dark, filthy city where magic users randomly test spells on innocent people, and our main guy, Kaiman, has a freaking lizard head and no memory of who he is. But that doesn't stop him. He's hunting every magician he can find, and the twist? There's a man living inside his mouth who tells him whether they're the one who cursed him. Yeah, it's that wild. The animation is gritty and stylish, the violence is raw, and the humor, dark, weird, and oddly hilarious. And don't even get me started on the villains, Ien, Shin, and Noi. Absolute icons. The world is grim, unpredictable, and filled with insane magic fights, mutant creatures, and mystery after mystery. If you want something totally different, twisted, funny, brutal, and unforgettable, Dorohedoro is a must-watch. Number 7. Demon Lord 2099. Demon Lord 2099 is what happens when dark fantasy crashes headfirst into a cyberpunk future, and it's absolutely wild. Imagine a legendary demon lord from medieval times suddenly getting revived in the year 2099, a world of neon cities, megacorporations, and high-tech weapons. Instead of magic versus swords, it's magic versus drones, cyber assassins, and AI-controlled armies. The main character, Feltel, is ruthless, cunning, and ridiculously overpowered, but the way he adapts his ancient dark magic to futuristic tech is what makes this anime so unique. The battles are brutal and stylish, blending sorcery with cyberpunk gadgets in ways that feel fresh and intense. And the story isn't just about fighting, there's this constant tension between old-world values and a dystopian future that doesn't care about honor or power unless you can dominate. If you're tired of the same old isekai and want something that feels new, dark, and explosive, Demon Lord 2099 is worth every second. Number 6. The God of High School. The God of High School is pure, non-stop martial arts hype from the very first episode. It's about Jin Mori, a carefree fighter who joins a tournament where the best high school fighters across Korea battle it out, but it's not just fists and kicks. Each competitor has supernatural abilities called Cherryok, letting them summon powers from gods and mythical beings. The fight scenes? Absolutely insane. Studio Mappa went all out with fluid animation, crazy camera angles, and brutal choreography that will have you rewatching every punch. But what I loved most was how the story slowly goes from a simple tournament to something much bigger. Divine conspiracies, legendary weapons, and battles that feel like gods clashing with mortals. If you want something with explosive energy, jaw-dropping fights, and an MC who's impossible not to root for, the God of High School will blow you away. Number 5. Shangri-La Frontier. Shangri-La Frontier is the kind of anime that makes every gamer dream of jumping into a VR world. It follows Sunraku, a hardcore gamer who doesn't go for the polished, easy games. He thrives on broken, bug-ridden nightmares. So when he dives into Shangri-La Frontier, one of the most advanced VR MMOs ever, he turns it into his own playground. The battles are insanely fluid, with Sunraku using pure skill, clever tricks, and fast reflexes instead of relying on overpowered gear. What's awesome is how the anime blends RPG elements with intense, dynamic combat and humor that actually hits. The world building is rich, the monsters are terrifyingly creative, and watching Sunraku solo bosses that should be impossible is just pure hype. If you love the thrill of anime like SAO or Log Horizon but want something with fresh energy and a badass MC, the Shangri-La Frontier is the one you can't miss. Number 4. Yuengo. Yuengo is one of the most underrated mystery anime I've ever seen. It's set in a near-future Japan recovering from war and chaos, where the truth is often buried under lies, politics, and surveillance. The story follows Shinji Yuki, a so-called defeated detective who solves crimes the government doesn't want solved. But what sets it apart is his strange partner Inga, a mysterious being who can force anyone to speak the truth, but only once. Each episode hits hard with deep questions about justice, media manipulation, and what truth even means in a controlled society. The art style is sharp, the pacing is tight, and the mysteries always have an eerie twist that makes you think twice. It's not your typical flashy detective show, it's psychological, philosophical, and quietly brilliant. If you love detective anime with a deeper layer, Yuengo is a hidden gem you shouldn't miss. Number 3. Sakamoto Days. Sakamoto Days is hands down one of the funniest and most badass anime you'll ever watch. It's about Taro Sakamoto, once the most feared assassin in the world, until he fell in love, got married, and became a chubby convenience store owner. But don't let the dad bod fool you, he's still an absolute monster in a fight. Whenever trouble shows up, Sakamoto takes out enemies with household items, shopping carts, or whatever's around, all while looking calm and goofy. The action choreography is insane, smooth, and surprisingly brutal, but the comedy hits just as hard. What I love is how it balances wholesome slice-of-life vibes with over-the-top assassin madness. Every episode has clever twists, hilarious villains, and jaw-dropping fights that never feel recycled. If you love characters who are OP without bragging, and you want laughs with your action, Sakamoto Days is pure gold, and you need to watch it now. Number 2. No Game No Life. No Game No Life is the ultimate anime for anyone who's ever dreamed of beating the world using pure brains and strategy. It follows Sora and Shiro, a genius brother-sister duo who never lose at any game. One day, they get transported to a world where everything, wars, politics, even life and death, is decided by games instead of violence. And they absolutely dominate. But it's not just about winning, it's how they win. Every game turns into a mind-blowing battle of logic, psychology, and next-level trolling. The animation is eye-meltingly colorful, the characters are wild, and the tension? Insane! Even though it's packed with comedy and fan service, underneath it all, it's a non-stop flex of intelligence and mental warfare. If you're into clever twists, game theory, and underdogs flipping entire nations with strategy, No Game No Life is a must-watch masterpiece. Number 1. Ragnar Crimson. Ragnar Crimson isn't just another dragon-slaying anime, it's a full-blown descent into rage, revenge, and raw power. It starts with Ragnar, a weak hunter barely surviving, until his future self appears and says, "You're going to lose everything, but not this time." From that moment, everything changes. He gains insane power, but not without cost. It's painful, violent, and relentless. Then there's Crimson, a dragon who wants to kill dragons. He's manipulative, brilliant, and completely untrustworthy, but Ragnar has no choice but to work with him. The dragons aren't mindless monsters, they're godlike, strategic, and terrifying. Every battle is intense, beautifully animated, and brutally emotional. But what really gets you is Ragnar's determination. He's not fighting to save the world, he's fighting because he already lost it once. If you want an anime with rage-fueled fights, dark fantasy vibes, and some of the craziest twists this year, watch Ragnar Crimson. You won't regret it. Some were forgotten, others overshadowed, but each one brings something amazing to the table. Which of these have you already watched? And which one will you start next? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more hidden anime gems.